Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. My name is Curtis Dvorak, wildlife wanderer for the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. We appreciate you being here and coming to this press conference. It's not the type of press conference we like to have. We hope you'll be back for the ones that we enjoy having here, but it is a sad reality of working here at the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. We know this is part of the job that we don't enjoy. So appreciate you being here and covering this very important story for us. We're focusing on the Shigella infection, which is affecting our apes. And we understand the concern this situation has caused many in our community, and we're committed to providing as much clarity as we can on it. And so to start us off, I'd like to invite our President and CEO, Dr. Jeff Ettling, for a few words.
Thank you, Curtis. Unfortunately, our Director of Animal Health and Head Veterinarian, Dr. Meredith Persky, could not be with us today as she was pulled into an emergency procedure for one of our apes. We currently don't have any further updates to share, but remain hopeful for a positive outcome. Now, first and foremost, I want to express our heartache for the most recent losses of some of our beloved animals. I also want to extend our deepest gratitude to our dedicated employees who are working tirelessly to manage this difficult situation. We're deeply saddened by the loss of female western lowland gorilla Bulera and Bonobo brothers Jumanji and Jenga. Our hearts are heavy as we navigate this difficult time, and we're feeling the weight of this grief as we continue to care for the rest of our animals. The care and well-being of our animal residents are the heart of everything we do here at the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens, and those losses are felt deeply across our entire team. We are doing everything in our power to manage the infection, and our animal care and health teams have been working around the clock to provide the best possible care. I want to emphasize that there is no threat to the public and that the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens remains a safe place for all of our visitors. Now, for more details, I'd like to turn this over to our curator of mammals, Tracy Fenn, who will explain the situation and the measures that we are taking. Tracy?
Thank you, Jeff. I'd like to begin by providing an overview of the current situation. Shigella is a bacterial infection that can spread through contaminated food, water, or feces. This infection impacts primates including gorillas, bonobos, and humans. It mainly affects the intestines and can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, stomach cramps, vomiting, and dehydration. While it is highly contagious among apes, I want to stress that it does not pose a risk to the public. In humans, shigellosis usually causes mild symptoms that typically go away on their own without antibiotics. However, unlike humans, apes are more susceptible to severe gastrointestinal infections that can spread to other organs, making it harder to eradicate the infection. Additionally, apes with underlying conditions may be more susceptible to Shigella. The infection cannot be transmitted through casual contact, and all necessary precautions have been taken to protect our animals, staff, and visitors. As soon as we recognized the first signs of infection, we implemented strict biosecurity procedures, including the use of full PPE, restricting access to affected areas, and enhancing sanitation procedures to ensure it remains contained. We've also received additional expertise and staff support from fellow Association of Zoos and Aquariums institutions across the country, for which we are incredibly grateful. Their assistance has been invaluable during the challenging time and exemplifies the strong community within AZA and highlights our shared commitment to animal care and well-being. Our animal care and health teams are fully focused on addressing the needs of our apes, working tirelessly to support the animals through their recovery. Treatment for Shigella involves administering fluids and antibiotics to the apes. Much like when humans are sick, we provide them with a lot of electrolytes to keep them as hydrated as possible. Depending on the severity of their symptoms, some may need IV treatments under sedation. That's where Dr. Meredith Persky is currently. Animal health and care staff closely monitor their activity, appetite, hydration, and stool. We truly appreciate the staff's commitment to caring for these animals, even in the face of their own grief. Thanks to the hard work, dedication, and swift action of our team, we're seeing encouraging progress in many of our apes' symptoms. Still, Shigella is highly infectious, and recovery within the apes may be fluid. It may take some time to fully resolve. We are closely monitoring the situation and will continue to provide updates to the public as needed. In the meantime, we appreciate your support and understanding during this challenging time. Thank you.
At this time, we're going to do some questions, open the floor, but we want to remind you, let me get to it here, give the exact details of where folks can go. Because we know a lot of people in the community have asked how they can help, and I want to make sure we get this right. For ongoing updates, which we've been completely upfront about since the start, it's how you found out about it. We want to encourage you to head to our website, and you can go specifically to jacksonvillezoo.org/Shigella. There you're going to find all kinds of information on what we're doing and ways that you can help. This is obviously not something we budgeted for, and so the community support we've already gotten has been incredible, so thank you for those who've reached out to support us through this. But at this time, we'd like to open the floor for some brief questions and answer with both of our...
Quick question. Obviously, there's still apes that are being treated for this. Do we have an idea of how many apes are believed to have been infected?
Currently, there are 18 apes in our institution, and a handful of them are still under medical treatment for Shigella.
Can you be more specific?
The gorillas are more impacted currently than the bonobos are. There are varying levels of recovery underway. One individual of the most concern is in a procedure currently, and then we have two others who are monitoring closely. In the gorillas, there's one bonobo who, yesterday was a great day for bonobos, actually. We're getting really excited this morning. One seems a little bit off, so we're monitoring her very closely.
I noticed in the info sheet you were talking about how some of the apes are being kept indoors and not visible to the public. Can you kind of explain for people who are maybe visiting why that exhibit will be a little bit different over the next couple days or weeks?
Sure. Only the apes who are healthy enough to go outside and not be under constant monitoring and vet care are able to go out into the habitats currently, so that is why you will see fewer animals in the primate forest habitats.
When did zookeepers begin to see symptoms when they start seeing primates having symptoms? When did that all start?
I believe it was Saturday the 18th.
We were speaking with a wildlife medicine expert yesterday. We mentioned that antibiotic resistant Shigella is becoming more common. Is there any reason to believe or indication that this may be a particularly resistant strain that you're dealing with?
That question would be best answered by a veterinarian, so we can get you that answer later.
I was talking to Curtis earlier, and he emphasized to me the personal relationships the zookeepers had with these primates. Can you kind of just hit on that a little bit, how, we were to lose a dog or a cat, we'd be very upset. I feel like for some people who are not zookeepers, they don't really realize how hard this is for the zookeepers right now. If you could hit on that a little bit.
It is the worst part of the job is losing the animals that they care so deeply for and losing them unexpectedly in such a situation as this. So our teams are struggling emotionally, but resilient and determined to carry on and protect the rest of the apes and save as many lives as we can. So we are providing them with resources, like an employee assistance program is available to them all the time. And we will also have a mental health professional here for them soon.
Seems like based on the fact sheet put out by the zoo, the going theory or the most likely theory seems to be that perhaps this was a dormant infection that came in with one of the apes. Was there a recent introduction in terms, like did the zoo get a new ape recently that could be patient zero essentially? Or?
We don't have any confirmation of the source of this outbreak. Right now, our focus is solely on getting the sick animals well and supporting our staff who are consumed with that. Sure. We have some peers who are experts with apes in particular who have come to assist us with the medical procedures and just honestly with daily routines, because right now even that is a struggle. My peer from Columbus, my cohort, the curator there, was here doing trash runs with me a few days ago, just to try and help the ape team out. So we've had also experts in ape health here, including someone associated with the Great Ape Heart Project. Because the Shigella affects multiple organs, it is particularly hard for the apes that have known cardiac disease, and all 3 of the deaths we've had so far are animals that had existing cardiac disease. So when we have to do a procedure for supportive care on an animal that is high risk, especially with heart disease, we try to make sure that a cardiologist is here. So we have also recruited a local cardiologist to assist with those procedures.
And the remaining apes, how are they doing, especially the ones that are maybe in treatment right now, trying to get better? Like, how are their spirits right now?
The ones that are sick mainly sleep a lot. I think for the most part, the rest of them are really, well, all of them are enjoying getting lots of extra fluids. We don't normally give them a whole lot of fruit juice and Gatorade and popsicles, but they're really enjoying those special treats, and we're letting them pretty much have as much as they want to keep them as hydrated as possible. So spirits overall are good. Of course, we're keeping them socially housed, just like they're used to, but in appropriate groupings depending on the status of their health at the moment. So they're still in contact with their other group members. No one's isolated, and their spirits are overall pretty good.
I'm not sure how to phrase this. Are there any apes or animals that are considered out of danger that were sick but you don't think are sick any longer?
Yes, there have been several apes who were sick and treated and have recovered. We are cautiously optimistic about those cases because Shigella can ebb and flow. It can seem like it's gone and then relapse. So we're still monitoring. Even those animals who were sick and have recovered, we're monitoring them very carefully to make sure we are not missing anything.
In terms of the care that's being provided to the animals, is it 24/7? Is there somebody sort of constantly with them and monitoring them through the night? I mean, I would imagine that a lot of overtime, and like you mentioned, it's probably a pretty extensive response.
There is a lot of overtime happening, long days for the animal care specialists and for the hospital team. We are not keeping staff in the building overnight. We have learned over the years that the apes need their rest just as much as we do, and if we stay all night, they don't sleep. So they get good rest overnight. We do have camera systems in the building for monitoring. We are staying late in the evenings, coming in early in the mornings to do extra monitoring. So